What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I seen a story that happened a couple of days ago out there in Indianapolis, Indiana. And this right here, man, it deals with mental illness and it also deals with domestic abuse. And, you know, when I was looking at this, the reason why I did this story is it made me think, you know, a lot of times you're seeing a lot of people just lashing out with mental illness and, you know, and it plays a part. But I think a big part of the way somebody with mental illness acts has a lot to do with who they are minus their mental illness. I'll give you an example. If you're a gentle person and you don't have a harmful bone in your body, you might just lash out with your mouth. But if you like a person that's willing to put the mitts on somebody and you have some type of psychosis, you very likely to fuck somebody up. And this brings me to today's story. A couple days ago, this man here, whose name is Robert Beto of Indianapolis, Indiana, 37 years old, in case you guys haven't heard this story. In June of 2024, last year, this guy assaulted his wife with his kids in his house. When the police came, he ran away. And he had an arrest warrant out for him. Well, police caught up to him after this past Saturday, he killed this man, Jeff Finkel. I don't know how old he is. He's the neighbor of the estranged wife. And the reason why he killed him is just something else. But either way, this man was just gunned down because he's a long haul truck driver. I guess driving over the road long distance. He was gunned down in his truck outside of a warehouse during him making a pickup when police and SWAT surrounded him. I want you guys to take a look at this and we'll come back and talk about it.
Hey, they're not playing with bro. Oh! No, he's dead.
Delivery driver Devin Gregg was making his daily stop at this industrial park when he saw police shoot and kill that suspect.
I was shaking and everything. I've never witnessed anything like that, so I really didn't even know what to think at first.
He first heard the sounds of police commands over a loudspeaker around 1:30 this afternoon. Oh! And took out his phone and started recording, capturing 3 SWAT Bearcats surrounding the semi-cab.
I guess he was hiding in the back of his cab or something, and they kept saying, "This is your final warning, exit the vehicle now," and he wasn't exiting.
Police didn't go into detail about what happened next, but Devin's video shows the suspect in the passenger side window, and then 3 officers fired more than a dozen shots.
What it looked like is he was trying to dive out the window, which I don't know. I mean, I'd have my hands up saying, okay, I'm complying and coming out, but as soon as he got to that window, they started firing right away.
The suspect was rushed to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was identified as 37-year-old Robert Beto, and cops found a shotgun near him. Along with being wanted on a domestic battery warrant, numerous sources tell us the suspect was also a person of interest in a Saturday morning homicide. Cops wanting to question him about the killing of Jeff Finkel, who was gunned down in his home along James Run Way, and Beto was his neighbor. Detectives tracked him to this warehouse and moved in to get him, prepared for him to not go quietly.
But anytime we utilize our SWAT and our violent crime unit, which were involved in this particular investigation, the person they're looking for is considered armed and dangerous.
Indiana State Police is taking the lead on this investigation, which is not standard for IMPD's officer-involved shootings. They generally handle their own, but Chief Chris Bailey said because this one happened in a different county, he thought it would be best for the state police to take the lead. The case will then go to the Johnson County prosecutor to determine whether or not that shooting was justified. In Franklin, I'm Max Lewis, Fox 59 News.
Now at 5, we are learning more tonight about the long-haul trucker who was shot and killed by Metro Police. It's a story we first brought you as breaking news at 5 yesterday afternoon.
Indiana State Police say Robert Beto was the man killed. We now know he was wanted for questioning in the murder of his former neighbor, and that happened last weekend.
CBS 4's Russ McQuaid talked with neighbors and Beto's ex-wife about what they're calling a tragedy born of madness and jealousy that has ruined so many lives.
After coming back out here to the 1700 block of James Run Way, I've now got a better idea why police, neighbors, and an estranged wife think Robert Bidou killed Jeff Finkel. Everyone agrees Jeff Finkel did not deserve to die, shot to death behind his patio sliding glass door last Saturday morning.
It's shocking that somebody would actually kill him, period, because he's that nice.
Detectives and neighbors are positive that's Bidou skulking around their neighborhood for better than an hour Saturday morning, slashing tires on cars, dumping something into the gas line to ruin the engine of a neighbor's vehicle.
They actually did cause some damage to our own personal property as well.
Why is this guy coming after the neighbors?
Blaming them for things that had happened. It was their, I couldn't see that, he caused these things, but it was always their fault because they weren't supporting him and taking his side.
Not taking his side in the wake of this, a June 2024 assault on his wife that led to the filing of these charges Monday, including allegations that, quote, he had a gun to her head and strangled her. I'm gonna kill you, she said, he said. Then as police closed in, quote, Mr. Bidou jumped out of a second-floor window and ran off. When interviewed, one of the children in the house told officers that, quote, she knows about a .338 handgun that Mr. Bidou keeps on him and also a shotgun that Mr. Bidou keeps in his semi-truck. That's the gun police say Bidou had in his possession when they shot him to death just off I-65 in Franklin Tuesday. Back in his neighborhood, Bidou's ex-wife told me that he was a long-haul trucker with way too much time alone in his cab, struggling with ongoing mental illness and creating paranoid conspiracies about what was happening back home, and imagining that neighbors were taking advantage of his absences. Neighbors tell me that while they're relieved by Bidou's death in the aftermath of the chaos he's created, they still feel pain for the families left behind to clean up the wreckage of his madness.
It's calmness, it's peace, and now we don't have to worry about someone, I would say, wanting to attack us or come after us.
Bidou's wife and the mother of his children told me that this wasn't him, but then on the other hand, you can't love the demons out of someone. On the southeast side, Russ McQuaid, CBS 4 News.
Okay, guys, that's the story of this guy, Robert Bidou. Mentally ill with a blood vendetta. Said he beat his wife up, had a gun to her head and everything last year. The police was closing in on him. He jumps out the back window and runs. Didn't let it go. Some time went by. He's living in his own head. They said he would come and beat his wife because he would say she had people in the house when he wasn't there, coming off the road. That in itself is horrific, because I'm more than sure that's patternistic, mentally ill behavior. It ain't the first time he probably did it. But either way, this guy right here, you can tell by the way the people talked about him, he was a problem on that street. In another interview I looked at, because I was trying to find pictures of him, that's the only video that had pictures of this guy as of to date. In another video, they said he had problems, like he was accusing his wife and his neighbors. He had beef with the neighbors, saying that the neighbor was taking advantage of him being on the road for so long. So I don't know if he thought this guy, Jeff Finkel, was messing with his wife, but it was something to do with that. Whether it's the domestic violence thing, but they saying, hey, he didn't take my side and he knows what happened. Is that either way, the man was in his house and he went to the window creeping around. He bust both the tires on the car in the street. Then he went up there and poured something in the gas tank before seeing the man through the sliding glass window, chilling in his house and gunning him down. That's fucking crazy. And they caught this guy at a job. Wife told, he has a shotgun in the car. He keeps in the car. I think that sealed his fate too. That's why they ran up on him. You're already a domestic abuser. You ran from persecution. They're going to consider you armed and dangerous. My thing is this. Was he taking his medication? Because I'm going to tell you something. Being a truck driver is a demanding job. You're on the road a lot of times. You have deadlines. You forget to do things. Or sometimes you don't feel like doing it. Or you'll pass it up. I'll take it later. you never know. You know, you need your medication until it's too late. Because you got to remember, part of being mentally ill is you don't know that you ain't in your right mind a lot of times, depending on the illness you're diagnosed with. This guy kept this in his head for so long that he went back and did something. The beating stuff happened last June. And that, man, a year, over a year and a half, almost, and you couldn't let it go? Crazy. Either way, man, he's gone. And the thing that's sad about this is, a lot of times guys like this, when they meet people and they're in a professional environment and when they're comfortable and they're on the medication, a lot of times you don't even know they like this. He might have been a cool ass dude. But I mean, to the neighbors and stuff that seen him in his rare form without that shit, he was a menace. They said, yeah, we relieved that he's dead and he ain't coming back, but we still feel bad for the family. Think about that. You know what I mean? Motherfucker snapped and start accusing you of something. Anybody could have been a victim. He out there creeping around in the dark. They got him on camera. For what? I will see you in the next video. Take care.